Hi guys, welcome back to Padded Pedal Room. In the last video, we took a first look at the Headrush Prime. In the last video, I got some questions. We got a question from Protools Fanatic, and he's basically saying that seems the only thing everyone isn't covering on the Prime is the Reamp feature. Let me give it a try. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so this is straight from the manual. What we're going to do is we're going to basically record a wet signal, which would be the signal, of a rig that we'll create basically so that we can play it, and a dry signal at the same time. And then from here, we're going to take the dry signal and reamp that so that we can change the rig or the effects or live as we go. We're going to plug in our USB. You can use it as 44.1, 48, or 96. In this case, my DAW that I'm using is Reaper, and I have it set to 44.1, so when we go in here, we're going to actually set it to 44.1. For Windows users, just make sure you download the drivers. For Mac, it should automatically read it. It did with mine, had no issues there. So you can send 6 signals out to your DAW simultaneously. If you want dry stuff, you go with these ones. If you want wet, you go up here. If you want, you got your left and right, left and right. So that's basically it. Now, the Headrush Prime can receive 4 signals in. Now, the one that's going to be important when we're reamping is this one here, mono. We're going to actually set our dry track to send the signal to track 3. It'll send that to your Headrush. Let's start by recording the tracks that we need. So, first things first, we plug our USB cable in the Headrush. There we go. What you're going to do is you're going to hit the menu over here. You're going to go here to Global Settings. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to USB Audio. Alright, we want to turn our USB on. Before you turn it on, actually, you want to select your sample rate, okay? See, here was selected by default at 44.1. My DAW is set to 44.1, so I'm going to leave that as is. I'm going to hit it on, and it keeps the sample rate that it's on. Now we're in live mode. We want to go to DAW mode. Reamp, we will go there after, when we're reamping. Right now, we want to record our dry and wet signal, so we're going to DAW mode. We're going to go to our DAW. We're going to just go here to Options, Settings. And now, see, audio device, you got my Rubik's 44. That's my interface that I have right now. You see the sample rate is 44.1. So we're going to go here, and we're going to pick Headrush Prime. I'm going to apply that. The Headrush now is set. It is being used as the interface. So if we put a track in here and we arm it, we have options here to pick from. I want to pick the center. Alright, this is not the dry, this is going to be the wet. For our dry signal, we're going to basically take a mono signal and we're going to take back left. So, mono, we're going to go back left, and now it's reading both. Okay, let's take a look at the rig here. We're going to add default just so that you can hear it better. It'll be more noticeable if the signal is affected or not. Let's give it a try. Now, as you saw, we basically recorded those 2 tracks at the same time. We see here that we have our wet track. We'll play it here. This is the wet that we originally recorded with. Alright, and we have our dry track. So we're going to go back to our global settings, and we are going to go to USB audio. So we're switching from the DAW to the reamp, and that's all we have to do in here. So we're going to go back to rig, and we're going to do a new rig. We have our wet track, which we heard. We have our dry track, and now we want to create a new track, which we want to be able to reamp. So what we're going to do is let's just create a quick rig so that we can pass it through. So let's try an amp clone here, for example. We're going to load an existing amp clone, the 70s Silver Vibe. So let's just load that. So we got an amp and a cab that are loaded. Let's put some reverb. We're going to go here to reverb. We're going to put our trusty 11 reverb medium plate, my favorite reverb. Now, just for effect, just so we can hear the difference, let's just put a delay in here. Let's just put a BBD delay. Let's put a mod chorus. This way we can hear something. And we're going to add a drive pedal just so we can hear it. Let's take this one here. And let's just put a clean boost. Let's take our track 2 and send it to the Headrush, to track 3. So we got to go to route. We're going to route add new hardware output. And we're going to go to number 3. As per the instructions that we saw in the manual, it said to send to 3. So 3. Now when we hit play, we should hear the effect. We should be able to audition the effects live before we record it. So let's hear it, if it works. So we've auditioned it. We hear that track 2 is going through the Headrush, through this rig over here that we see. I don't like it with the distortion, so let's just take out the B2. So we're going to run it basically through here. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to record this third track. So we're going to hit the, we're going to go back, we're going to hit the record button, and just let it record. Now it's basically recording track 2 through this rig into our track 3. Alright, so it's recorded now. So now, okay, if we solo, we're going to go back here. We're going to go back and we're going to solo track 3. Now, track 3 is just playing, so it's not going through anything. See the effect took? If we go back to track 2, it's still dry, so it took it. That's how Reamp does. Now, the only thing I can't help with, unfortunately, is if you're using another DAW other than Reaper, I'm not sure how you do your routing. I believe they're all similar, and you should be able to route to your hardware device. So basically, when you're recording, you record your dry track, your wet track, just so you can get it in, and then you'll send your dry track to your hardware send to track 3 to make sure it's coming through your Headrush. This is how we reamp. I hope this helps some of you. It may seem daunting, but as you can see, it does work. So I hope this helps some of you guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Don't forget, music matters.